Let's talk money. How much does it actually cost to travel Europe? We spent 3 weeks exploring the Netherlands, the French Riviera, the Italian Riviera, and London. 5 countries, 13 cities in 3 weeks. Specific locations include Amsterdam, Zaandam, Haarlem, Utrecht, Nice, Monaco, Antibes, Villefranche-sur-Mer, Aix, Roquebrune-Cap-Martin, Menton, San Remo, and London. In this video, I'll show you exactly what we paid for: flights, accommodation, food, and transportation. This wasn't a luxury vacation, and it wasn't a dirt cheap backpacking either. We love comfort and having our own kitchen wherever we stay. So we always rent full apartments instead of hotel rooms and hostels. But to balance that, we cook most of our food at our Airbnbs instead of eating out every day. So think of this as a smart spending trip, a few splurges, a few hacks, and no cutting corners on comfort. Before we dive into the numbers, here's one huge money saving tip: credit card points. They saved us hundreds on flights in the past, but for this trip, we didn't use any. So you'll see exactly what to expect even if you're a complete beginner at planning a trip to Europe. Let's start with the big one: flights. We flew from San Diego Airport to Amsterdam, and then Nice to London and London to San Diego. This was a multi-way ticket we bought from American Airlines, totaling $1,169 for 2 people. And then the seat selection fees, which is very steep with British Airways, but we don't compromise on comfort. So that was $273 for both of us. We also flew from Amsterdam to Nice with EasyJet. That was $266 for 2. That puts our total flights $854 per person, or $1,708 for 2 people for 4 flights each. Next up, accommodation. This is where we spent a little extra because we wanted our own privacy and our own kitchen. So Amsterdam, it was $709 for 7 nights. So we actually stayed in an apart hotel, which is a studio room in a hotel with a kitchenette. So it was just like a 5-minute train ride from like Amsterdam center, which was a great price if anyone knows how expensive Amsterdam is. Second, Côte d'Azur, French Riviera, aka the dollar sign. We spent 14 nights over there, and then we spent in one Airbnb, which I'm gonna show you the videos and the photos. It was a luxury place and it was incredible. We got it off season because we were over there off season. It was actually called the shoulder season right before Christmas. We paid 1/3 of the price what you will pay in summertime. So we got very lucky. And then we took the train from there to anywhere in the French Riviera and Italian Riviera. So that cost us $1,456 for 14 nights. And then London. So we stayed only 1 night at the airport in London, which we actually technically spent 2 days, but spent 1 night in London. That cost us $61, which was a Premier Inn hotel. Maybe you know it's a bit cheap. So in total, $2,226 for 22 nights. Averaging $100 a night for a couple or $50 per person. Depending on your budget, you could probably cut this cost in half if you just like rent an Airbnb room instead of the entire place, or a hostel, or just couch surfing, I don't know. Or you could just stay at a luxury hotel where the nightly cost would be equal to our entire 22 nights for just 1 night. Transportation adds up quicker than you think. Here's what we spent. Rideshare in the US to and from the airport is $99. Getting around Amsterdam, it was $184. Trains are very expensive there. Côte d'Azur and Italy, it was $222 for trains, trams, and buses. We were out and about every day. And London, we spent $40. $545 total for a couple, or $272 per person. Honestly, not too bad for 5 countries over 3 weeks. We almost never take rideshare when you're in Europe because of their extensive transportation system, but trains can add up quick too. So if you're comfortable with long walks or getting squished in public buses, that can save you a lot of money. If you prefer to have your own car, there are plenty of car rentals in almost every city. We didn't splurge on tons of activities when we were there, but here's what we spent. Amsterdam boat tour, $46 for two or $23 per person. Museums, $21 for two or around $10 per person. We also took advantage of free entries on the first Sunday of the month. Also, we were there for Christmas, so we were at the Christmas markets all day, every day. So pretty low-key, but still memorable. Food is where costs can go all over the place. We saved a lot of money cooking at our Airbnbs, but still ate out enough to enjoy the local food. Here's the breakdown of every food-related expense we had. Airport food in the US, surprise, surprise, $51. Netherlands, $450 for 1 week. France and Italian Riviera, $568 for 2 weeks. London, $63 for 2 days. So total $1,132 for 2 people or $566 per person. Even though we ate at our accommodations the majority of the time, whenever we do go out to restaurants, our bills were less than $50 for two for dinner, drinks, dessert, and tip included. Most of Europe has lower prices than the US, so you can have a good meal with a drink at a very good restaurant for less than what you would pay for an entree in California. And of course, there's always the random stuff, like European pharmacy find, souvenirs, yoga mat for stretching, and some little extras. So that came to $257. And one of those expenses was the eSIM data, was $47 for two or around $23 per person. If you want to save money on the eSIM, we have some referral codes you can use in the description below. So here it is, the grand total. 3 weeks, 5 countries, 13 cities, food, stays, accommodation, and extras. Total, $5,935. That's just under $3,000 per person if you're traveling as a couple. For less than the cost of some all-inclusive trips where you rot away on a chaise lounge, you actually can spend 3 weeks exploring Europe. So next time someone says Europe is too expensive, now you know it's totally doable if you plan smart. We have a 3-month-long European trip coming in September. We'll be vlogging and telling you the breakdown of everything. In the meantime, if you would like me to make another cost breakdown video about our trip to Spain, Sardinia, and England, let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Ciao for now, and happy travels!